girlies, welcome back to another YouTube video. My name is Alicia Gogan. If you are new, don't forget to subscribe because it's a good time over here. Today we're going to be talking about how to stop being so judgmental and criticizing on yourself. From somebody who used to really struggle with body image issues and just being someone who was really a perfectionist with a lot of things in my life, I started to create this critical voice within my head that would overanalyze anything that I did in my life, whether that be trying to self-improve, and if I didn't do something I told myself that I should have done, I would be really hard on myself. I would judge myself. I would say that I was a failure. Or let's say with my body image, if my body didn't look like the girls that I saw on Instagram, I felt like shame. I felt so much shame about myself and my body, and I was living in a very deep place of self-hate. So if you're a woman who really struggles with just being so criticizing and judgmental on your own self, I think the tips in this video that I'm going to give you can really help you become less hard on yourself, to feel more free in life, and to really just be more self-loving. So the first thing that I think is really important to do is to name this voice within your head. So you have a part within you that is very criticizing, that's very much so like a tyrant. Now, personally, if you were to go back into childhood or just around the time where you started to develop as a child into your teen, into your adulthood, most likely there's going to be a few influences that were in your life that actually contribute to being this voice within your head. I'm gonna give you a new example. For me, it was my father. I picked up this very criticizing, very tyrant, harsh way of being on myself, and a lot of that was picked up from my father. And so I had this voice within me. So once I started to realize that I was criticizing myself all the time and that I was hating myself, I started to name this part of me as my father. Now, you don't have to do the same thing. You can name it as whoever you want. It doesn't even need to be somebody who actually was. Let's say you can't connect the dots. But it's important that you start to distinguish the fact that there is one part of you that is becoming a criticizer on yourself as a human being. I think that's really important to separate yourself so that you can see, hey, I am not this person. For me, I am not my father. I just have this little part within me that has been conditioned in childhood to be this way. So every time that I have a thought in my head when it comes to judging myself about something, I stop myself and I say, hey, this is just my criticizing voice. For me, it's my father. Maybe for you, it's your ex-best friend, or it's a made-up name or person in your life. Whatever it is, you're going to name this part. That's why I think it's important to look back into your childhood and see where this actual influence could have come from, because for me, now naming this criticizing part within me, I can see that, okay, well, it was influenced by my father. And for me personally, I understand where my father was coming from. Not to say that that's normal and helpful to be criticizing, but I know that he was being harsh on me from his own upbringing. And then I can separate myself from that and being like, you know what, I don't need to take on this thought process, this criticizing tone of voice to myself. It's not me, it's somebody else's stuff. I think it's really important for you to start going throughout your days, and once you start to have a criticizing thought come up, you're judging yourself for something that you did yesterday, or something that you said, or just the way that your hair is looking today, sit with yourself for a moment and start to acknowledge that, okay, this part of me, whatever the name is becoming a criticizer right now, but I don't need to listen to it. I don't need to believe it. It doesn't help my situation. This part of me is also operating out of a lot of trauma and a lot of hurt, and I don't need to take that on. Separate yourself from this part. Not to turn on it, not to say I am super indifferent than you, but to look at it and be like, I am not this part, and I don't need to believe the stories that this part is telling me. The next thing that I think is really important for you to remind yourself of is that perfect does not exist. I think one of the biggest issues, with our criticizing parts within us is that they hold this belief that you must be perfect. You must do things in your life a certain way. perfectly. And if you don't, if you deviate off the path, if you deviate off the to-do list or the goal list, that you are inherently not valuable, that you have failed. But the truth is that it's not the truth. That you can deviate off the path and still be valuable and still be loved and still be embraced by people. And that truly perfect does not exist. It's okay that you make mistakes. You have to make mistakes in your life for you to learn and understand where you're trying to go in life and how to improve for the next time. You can't do everything perfectly. You can't live life exactly the way that you think you need to on paper. That's just not how life works. Remind yourself, the people that you put on a pedestal, maybe a celebrity or an influencer, they also make mistakes. They also do cringy things. They also have slip-ups. They also have misjudgments. It is okay. We all do it. And even the people who come across as if they do no harm, they've never made a mistake, they've never did the wrong thing or said the wrong thing, that's a complete lie. So I want you to start to think about just even people in your life that you put on this pedestal that you think that, oh, they do everything perfectly. To humanize people around you and humanize yourself. We are imperfect human beings. We can't do everything perfectly, nor should we. We don't have to. Another thing that is really important when you're on this journey of learning how to not judge yourself and criticize yourself so much is to stop putting so much focus on the thing that you're focusing on. So let me give you an example. Let's say you're really criticizing about your body. Let's say in particular your stomach area, maybe your muffin top. And this part of you is really posing an issue because you have a pool party to go to. But the thing that is in your head is, I'm not gonna be able to look good in a bikini because I really hate my muffin top and it just doesn't look good in any bikini. And you're ruminating, you're thinking so heavily and you're criticizing yourself about it. I want you to stop for a moment and remind yourself, what is actually the most important thing? Is the most important thing for you to look picture perfect in a bikini? Or is the thing that is actually the most important is for you to enjoy yourself at the pool with your friends and make connections and have fun? I think sometimes we put so much importance on things that actually do not matter when it comes to living life. Is it important that we look good and we present well and that we feel good in our bodies? 100%. But when it's taking over your mind, when you're planning a trip, when you're planning a vacation or a festival, and the only thing that is consuming your mind is how your body is going to look, your priorities are a little bit skewed. Your priorities might be a little bit off. Because truly, the most important thing is that you experience life and that you're engaging in life and that you're meeting people and you're having fun and you're focusing on things bigger than what your body looks like. Your body is honestly one of the least important things about you, especially when it comes to you experiencing life. Now, we could think about our bodies in terms of what men value, but we're not talking about men right now. We're talking about how to be more loving to ourselves. So I think it's really important for you to stop yourself in your tracks when you find that you're ruminating and you're focusing so heavily on your body. What is the most important thing right now? Is it my body, or is it how much fun I'm going to have at a festival, the music that I'm going to listen to, the memories that I'm going to make, the photos that I'm going to take with my friends? That's what is most important. My last tip for becoming less judgmental and criticizing on yourself is to find an affirmation that works for you on the days where you find that criticizing part of you is really throwing it down on you that day. So again, you're going to be able to stop yourself and remind yourself, hey, this part of me, this father figure here is becoming a tyrant. I don't need to listen to it. What is something that you can say to get yourself out of this loop of this criticizing thought process? So it could be as simple as telling yourself, okay, I really do care about how my muffin top looks in my bikini for my vacation, but I can still go on this trip and I can still have an amazing time and I can have an amazing experience if I allow myself. My friends are still going to love me whether I have the muffin top or not. I can still take photos whether I have the muffin top or or not. I can still participate in life, whether I have this muffin top or not. You want to pick an affirmation, something that you can say to yourself that really resonates to you. And that's why I'm not going to give you a specific one that you can say, because it's obviously going to depend on what you're judging yourself or being criticizing on yourself about. But it's important that you actually say an affirmation out loud, or in your head if you need to, or journaling it out, and it be something along the lines of what I just said. So reminding yourself, just because I have this reality, this body, this face, this hair right now, doesn't mean that I can't participate in life. Doesn't mean that people won't value me and love me anyways. But you want to make sure that this affirmation is, again, something that really resonates with you. For me personally, I like to make an affirmation that acknowledges the fact that I am in this low self-worth place. So for me, I'm acknowledging that I don't love my body right now. I'm not trying to force myself to love myself completely. I will tell myself, okay, you know what? Your body is not where you want it to be, and that is okay. You want to go to the gym, you want to eat better. Your body is just not necessarily where you want it to be, but that is still okay. You can still participate in life. You can still have fun. You can still dress the way you want to dress. Maybe you won't feel the most 100% and loving of your body, but that is okay. You can live life still. I think it's just really important that you create this voice of reason within you to counteract this tyrant of a voice that you might have inside of you that is constantly criticizing you, constantly judging you. So I think to sum up this video, it's important for you to really start to explore and name this part, this criticizing part of you, because I'm telling you, you didn't come out of the womb criticizing yourself. You just didn't. Somebody in your life most likely influenced you. That could have been a few people or just one person. For me, I think I really took that judgmental, criticizing, harsh component of my father's voice and I really put that on myself. But then of course with society, the things that I'm criticizing myself about was definitely influenced from society and social media. So just really going back and seeing that picture, so that way when that voice does come in, because it will come in, we're human, it does come in, you can really start to see what that part of you is, which is not you, which is not the full truth, which is a story you do not need to take on anymore. And then of course, learning how to be more loving with yourself, saying affirmations and reminding yourself, I don't have to be perfect. I can still go live life. I can still participate in life. Just because I am not fully perfect the way I'm telling myself I need to be, it doesn't mean that I can't have this beautiful life. So girlies, I hope this video helped you. Please stop judging yourself so much. I just remember when I was so much younger, just criticizing myself and judging myself on things that literally did not matter at the end of the day. And I think as you get older and as you will see, or even if you're there now, you'll start to realize that there are deeper, more important things in your life to worry about than judging yourself and criticizing yourself for little things that most likely other people don't pick up on, most likely just don't matter in terms of your value and your worth as a person. And you'll just realize that these things are not important. So I hope this video helped. Please comment down below and let me know if you like this video. Don't forget to like this video, thumbs up this video, and let the algorithm know that you want to see more videos like this. And of course, don't forget to subscribe. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!